Hi, I'm Robert, Hee-Haw Ham, and welcome back to another edition of the High Desert Ranch channel. Today I'm going to show you how to turn those guys right there into $1,000 profit. So come along and join me only on the High Desert Ranch channel. My children are here helping to do chores. So here's the older version of the little piglets who were just born, and I'm going to break down how you can make $1,000 profit off of feeder pigs on your small ranch, farm, or homestead. So let's get to it, shall we? But we've got to know some input costs first to truly paint the story for you. Feed. So every pig has got to eat, right, in order to get to a nice butchering weight. They start out with small little piglets of just several pounds at best, or just a few pounds, really, a small kitten. And they need to eat. And if you've got good old line heritage breeds, Berkshire, Yorkshire, Tamworth, Duroc, those kind of pigs, you're going to get some good weight. And if you have good genetics and a good bloodline, it will take you anywhere from 6 to 7 months from the time that they're born to the time they get up to market weight. And market weight on these old line heritage breeds are 250, north of 250, 250 to 300. So that requires feed. And again, going back to, if you have good genetics, you're looking for every pound of usable pork, you're looking, if you got really good genetics, 3 pounds of feed. Most of you are probably looking at 4 pounds of feed, so you're looking anywhere, if you're looking up to market weight, in the range of 700 to 750 pounds, which, if you're looking at the national average, if you have to go to a feed store to buy your feed, you're looking at about 30, let's call it 35 cents a pound. So if you're looking at 750 pounds times 35 cents, you're looking at roughly 200, let's call it $265. So put that money in the bank, or in this case, withdraw that money from the bank. Medication. Next, you've got some shots, some deworming, things of that nature, which, you know, it depends on what you're going to do. You usually don't need it for your feeders, but you do need it for your breeding stock. But let's just say you're going to go ahead and do it for your feeders because you have a heavy parasite load. So let's charge $10 for that. Housing. Next, you have your housing costs, which, you know, these sheds aren't anything to brag about or write home or create a YouTube channel over, but there is some costs associated with that. So let's say you're going to build you a decent little shed, that's $500. And say you're going to have 10 piglets, well, you know, and are you going to have piglets for the next 10 years? Are you going to raise pigs for the next 10 years? So let's give another $10 to $15. Let's make it easy. Let's just say $10 for your for the cost of the housing. No, you know what? Let's go $25 for the cost of housing. So add that to your total. So yes, there's the cost of a piglet, which, depending on where you live, can either be quite pricey or not so pricey. But let's just go with a rough average of $100 per piglet. Realistically, they're going upwards of $125, $130 where I'm at. But let's just average it out, make it easy for you. Say $100 for the cost of the piglet, because unless you want to get in the breeding game, that's a whole nother ball game, if you know what I mean. Which, check out the video right here that I have on the cost to raise up a first-year gilt and a sow on a 6-month breeding cycle. Check out that video in the little link right here. All right, so that $1,000 profit, and that's if you can get $5 a pound butchered, cut, wrapped, and everything out the door. $5 a pound at a 200-pound hanging weight from the butcher. You're looking at $1,000 gross profit. So we're at $410 right now for all the costs I just mentioned, plus don't forget fuel for your truck. So say if you take 10 butchered hogs to the butcher, depending on your gas mileage, which that's what I do, it's $10 to $15, more like $20 per pig to take it to the butcher. So now you're at $430. So you're still at a handsome profit of $570. Labor. Yes, you got to figure your labor right, or what's the point of doing any sort of operation? So again, I'm going off 10 hogs, and you're looking within that period from like farrow to finish, you're looking about 100 hours worth of labor to feed, take care, do mending, repairs, things of that nature. So if you want to be a decent working man's wage to make it all worth it, right, we're looking at 35 bucks an hour. So that leaves you with how much? $3,500 worth of labor. So if you have 10 piglets that you're feeding out, you're looking at $350 a piglet, which leaves you a grand total of $820 if I've done the rancher arithmetic right, just like a rancher's not. Pretty solid and dependable, right? You're looking at a grand total of $180 worth of actual net profit. That's if you have 10 piglets, they all survive from farrow to finish. So realistically, what's the verdict? Well, I've just exposed in under 10 minutes the myth, the YouTube myth as I like to call it, the fairy tale, that of all these videos that promise fame, honor, glory, and fortune of $1,000 per head per profit, when realistically you're making right around $180 of net profit if you can fetch the handsome price of $5 a pound hanging weight, and a hanging weight of 200 pounds from the butcher, which means you've got to have really good genetics and some really good feed recipe, which very few people have, and especially the people on YouTube with all their fad breeds, the coons, the Idaho pasture pigs, blah, 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 whatever it is you see on TV, on YouTube land. So there. Oh, plus I forgot something that was super important. The butcher fees, which depending on where you live with that, you're looking at anywhere from $200 to $250 to butcher your pig. So your $180 profit per pig just went out the window. You're in the whole $70. 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can just take out your time, not figure that in, because my grandpa said if you factor in your time, it would just depress you. So if you're in the whole $70, just take out your time at $350 and you're back in the red, right, at $280. So at $280 per head of profit if you don't factor in your time. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. And seeing as the sun is set, and speaking of the setting sun, remember, you only get so many trips around the sun. So decide what it is you're going to do today and get after it. And be realistic about it, especially your goals. If you're going to get into homesteading, small-time farming, ranching, especially animal husbandry, they call it animal husbandry for a reason. You're literally married to your animals. It don't matter if your boy's got a ball game, daughter's got a recital, what have you. You've got to be committed to your animals. And so, again, I hope that this video is helpful to you and that I was your ticket to help escape the ordinary, only on the High Deseret Ranch channel.